One of the more complex majors here at Lawson State, and not complex in a bad way, but in a good way, is pre-nursing. First of all, when you come to Lawson State, until you've made application to the program and you've been accepted into the program, you are a pre-nursing major. So the first thing you need to know is what to call yourself. You're not a nursing major, you're an actual pre-nursing major, and that's the distinction. When someone later says, I'm a nursing major, that would indicate that they have actually made application to the program and been fully accepted. That's when you shift over to a nursing major. So now that we have that straight, within the pre-nursing domain, there are two tracks, and how we actually advise those students is very different. And this is where the complexity comes into mind. As you're looking at this, we are going to go ahead and look at the student catalog. Now, if you notice, this is the old catalog, so let's go ahead and, since we're about to switch to a new catalog, I'll start there. The first thing you want to do, remember, if you notice this, you were thinking about where would I find my pre-nursing degree listed? It's not a health professions degree yet, right? You're still under general studies. So we'll click here to go under our general studies majors. And what we want to do, we want to scroll down until we locate the pre-nursing degree. We're getting very close. And here we are. And I'm going to stretch out this page so that you can see it better. Also, what I would encourage you to do on the actual recording, if you look on the right hand side, you'll see a little small square box that looks like a little TV box. Go ahead and click that at this time so you can expand your window and view this like I'm viewing it. There are, as I was mentioning, there are two tracks for nursing, track 1 and track 2. Let's talk about those differences. First, we have pre-nursing track 1, college transfer track. That's for the student who wants to take as many courses as they're eligible to take under pre-nursing that will eventually transfer to a 4-year college. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to, get into the nursing program here at Lawson State. It just means that later on, it could be 2 years after graduation, it could be right after graduation, but at some point, you plan to get what we call the BSN, the Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, the 4-year degree, which, by the way, we do strongly recommend. So that's track 1, and those students will take more courses for their betterment. So track 1 is called the pre-nursing track. This track is designed for the student who wishes to one day transfer, as we talked about. And so with that track, if we look at it, we're going to go over here to the right. Of course, if you are a new student, you take orientation. You're required to take both English classes because you're a transfer student, English 101 and 102. You're required to take, under Area 2, speech and a sequence of literature, American Lit 1 or 2, or English Lit 1 and 2. Not all 4 classes, but 2 and a pairing. And 3 credits, as you can see, for under humanities or fine arts, equaling a total of 12 credits, as you see bolded here. Okay? Again, this is track 1, college transfer. Under natural sciences, you have to take up to math 112, which is pre-cal, biology 103, and, notice the statement here, and 104, equaling a total of 8 credits. Under history, you're going to take anywhere from 3 to 6 credits depending on your STARS report. Remember, if you have not seen the video on STARS, understanding what the articulation reporting system is all about, then you need to do that. But basically, in a nutshell, STARS report will let you know what specific history requirements your transferring college requires you to have. So for example, let's say you were transferring to Auburn. Auburn might say you only need 3 credits, but if you were going to UAB or Alabama A&M, they may ask for 6. So you have to run that STARS report to find out. But all students have to take general psychology, psychology 210, which is human growth and development, and anywhere from 0 to 3 credits for social behavior sciences. Again, the reason why it reads 0 to 3 because it depends on what happened with history, right? If you found out you have to take one class of history, then you would have to pick up this elective. But if it was 6 credits of history, then you would not need this elective. Under Area 5, your pre-professional, there are Lawson requirements. You have to take at least 2 PE classes. Notice 2 of them. A critical reading class, CIS 146, and Biology 201, 202, 220, and Chemistry 104. Now make sure you don't make this mistake. Degree plans can change. That's why the catalog is put out on a cycle. So even though you may be watching this video, let's say in 2012 or 2013, don't assume that that degree plan is going to always be the same. So we keep it pretty consistent, but I guess what my point that I'm trying to make to you is that it's important for you not to use this video to advise yourself. You still need to make sure you go in the catalog or go into your student suite and view your degree plan to detect any changes. Alright, and then you see that you can, for the remaining, you have 19 to 23 credit hours. It's a range, so once you hit 19, you're clear, but you can go up to 23. Once you've taken these courses, if you need any additional ones, you can pick from this listing above. With pre-nursing, we always advise you to take courses like medical terminology, which is very popular. It will help you tremendously when you get into the nursing program. Medical dosage calculations, again, very strong course for you to take, as well as first aid. So again, that is the college transfer pre-nursing track 1, and remember that deals with if you want to eventually transfer your credits. Now, there are some students who come to Lawson State and they say, you know what, I don't want to get my BSN ever. And even though we don't personally like hearing that, because we want you to get your Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, you're not required to. So that's a different student altogether. So let's take a look at that degree plan. For pre-nursing track, that means that you only want to take the classes that you are required to take to be admitted into the nursing program. So that's a different student altogether. And so you'll see that the degree requirements on this plan are lessened. So let's take a look. You still have to take orientation, okay? But notice how English has changed. Remember in the track 1, you had to take both English classes. For track 2, just one, English 101. Notice under speech, you have to still take speech, humanities 101, art or music, but you see how it's not as many courses that you have to take. Then you only have to take up to math 100. Remember, under track 1, you had to go up to 110. Then they also want you to take general psychology and human growth and development, reading, CIS, and then of course your standard biology courses from 103 all the way through 220. But you can definitely see the track 1 and track 2 because these students are not interested in taking courses that will eventually transfer to the four-year college. And again, these electives below recommend, as I mentioned earlier, they're not a part of the degree plan, which means you don't have to take them, but we strongly, strongly recommend that you do. So I'm hoping that this brief tutorial of distinguishing between track 1 and track 2 nursing majors or pre-nursing majors really does help, because sometimes students confuse themselves by saying things like, oh, you don't have to take English 102, so why are you in that class? And so you have to be careful, because for some students that is correct. Some students don't have to take English 102, right? Because they may be track 2 students. But other students do, because they are track 1 students. So that's why you should never get advice or seek advice from other students, right? You always want to go to a professional advisor so you don't make mistakes in interpreting the wrong degree plan options for yourself. So in a nutshell, we have track 1 and track 2. I'm on page 161 of the 2012-2014 catalog. You can always go to the catalog and actually print this page off by clicking the little print icon right here. It's been a pleasure. I hope this has been helpful and cleared up a lot of your questions about pre-nursing.